The raw form, no? Okay. Okay, so we'll continue from where we stopped. So what we wrote is when a data is processed, it is referred as information. Text, image, object, facts and figures are data which is unorganized and doesn't count particular value in its existence in a raw form. Okay, full stop. So thereafter, continue with that. Primary or secondary data, primary or secondary data okay, primary or secondary data will be collected together and organized in groups and organized in groups. Afika, what is primary data? Can you give me an example? Are you there?
Main data.
Yeah, what is the meaning of primary data? Main data means there's nothing called main data. Can you give me an example? Look here, primary data. What does that mean? Rifan, any idea of what primary data is or primary information? Okay, let's say your company, the sales figures that you have for your company for the past 3 years is the primary data. The data which is owned by you and which is accurately recorded by you, okay, which is primarily available. That is called primary data. Now, in Unilever, now they are going to discuss about their products. They are going to launch a new product. Instead of sunlight, they are going to come up with a new product. Okay. So the information that they already have about the sales of sunlight soap and who are the customers purchasing it. Likewise, the existing data which Unilever by themselves have is called the primary data. Then what is secondary data? What is secondary data? Okay, secondary data? No idea. So, secondary data is nothing but the opposite of primary data. Okay. Now, some Unilever, they want certain information about the market's performance or some insights about the market in goal. Okay. Those information they might not have. So what they will do is maybe they will go to some third party company who has information about markets in gold. They may purchase or they may get those information. So that is called secondary data. So if you define what is secondary data, those are information which are readily available in the market, but not owned by the company or the organization. Yeah, it can be sourced from a third party. So that is called secondary data. Okay. So what do we say here? Primary or secondary data will be collected together and organized in groups. Okay. Full stop. Continue with that. Therefore, we can term, therefore, we can term information, therefore, we can term information as a data. Therefore, we can term information as a data which is formulated. Therefore, we can term information as a data which is formulated and presented in an organized format. Okay, so what does it say here? They are saying information is data which is formulated and presented in an organized format. Okay, so raw data Unilever will gather from everywhere. They will gather from their own company. They will gather from outside the company. Okay, and they will formulate it. Formulate means they will make necessary changes into the information and make it readable and gives a meaningful where the information will give a particular meaning. Okay, now example, if you all can see the board, I don't know whether the board is visible. Okay, now how does computer work? Computer binary numbers works with ones and zeros, right? Like this. So can we read this? Huh? Can this information be interpreted into something? Okay. So have you all heard about Morse code? Oh. So during World War One and Two, the German army or the other armies in the world, they were using this particular technology, which is called the Morse code, to exchange information between their bases. Okay. Now there is one example I would say. This gives one meaning. So this has one dot, three long lines, and two dots. This has a meaning, a particular meaning. So likewise, these are data, right? These are information which are not organized. Now, let's say if I give you information like this, can you understand? You don't understand, right? So similarly, an organization, they will get lot of information. They will get information like sunlight in Colombo 10. Colombo 10, 1250. And then in ball is 72. Likewise, lot of information will be there with them. This information is nothing until and unless you put into a proper format. Okay, you put into a proper format and then you present it nicely. Okay, so there will be information like Kalamuten, Ball, Matakulia, then Kalutara, Jaffna, everything one line. So how you put this in a proper format? How will you put Rukaya? This information in one format. You will segregate Colombo separately, Ball separately, then Northern province separately. Likewise, you will separate in region wise, right? So that is called formulating the data and you present it. There should be a way how you present the information. Okay. So information is data which is formulated, which is put into a proper format, formulated and presented in an organized format. You need to present this in a proper organized format. If not, the information will be nothing. It's just raw data where you won't understand anything out of it. Okay? Write down. So you wrote until organized format, right? Okay. Afterwards, write down. Therefore, Rifan, tell me what is important. Information is important or data is important? You have information and you have data. What is information? Information is where you formulate and organize the data. So which is important? Information or data? Information is important. Rukaya, what is important? Information is important or data is important? Are you there?
Information.
What?
Information.
Information. Afika, what is important? Information or data?
Data.
Data. Okay. Why do you say data is important? And Rukaya, explain me why information is important. You need to answer now. Why did you say data is important? What is the reason? Okay. Why do you say information is important?
Because it helps you understand and make decisions.
It helps you understand the.
Make decisions.
Okay. Actually, information is important. Why? Because data is a raw thing. Okay. Now, let's say example, you want to make chicken barbecue. Is the raw chicken is in much better or the final product barbecue is much better? Final product is better. So data is something raw and information is something which is processed, formulated, organized, that is much in a presentable format. Okay. So the raw chicken and the barbecue chicken, which one is important? The final product, the barbecue is the much preferred one. So similarly, data and information is something which is already processed, formulated and organized. So information is important. So write down, therefore, information is considered more valuable than data. Information is considered more valuable than data. Okay. So now let's see the features of good information. Write down next top subtopic, features of good information. What do you think, Rifan? Tell me one feature of a good information. Features means the options that you have now. Let's say you take your iPhone. What are the features you have? The camera quality is good, screen response is good, and then the look, feel. Okay, so likewise, in an information, what is the feature? What is a good feature of an information? Hmm? Formulate, no, that is different, but I'm asking now you're getting one information or you're processing one info, you're getting one certain data and you're processing that and making it as an information. What is a feature of a good information? Good again information එක on the info good information එක නම් ඒකේ feature එක මොකක්ද? Definitely it should be accurate, right? Good information should be accurate. Okay. Rukaya, tell me one more feature of an information, of a good information.
Time.
Sorry?
Time.
Okay, it should be time bound. The information should come in a limited time or in an effective timely manner. Okay, Africa? Feature of a good information? Sorry, what?
It should be clear.
It should be clear. Correct. It should be clear. Correct. Okay, so now let's write features of good information. First point, accuracy. Shouldn't the good information be accurate? It should be accurate, right? So write accuracy. Okay. Second point, it should be relevant. The information must be relevant to the problem that we are discussing. Okay, we are discussing about launching a new product instead of sunlight, and then the information what we get is about Maggi noodles. It's not relevant now. Maybe that information is there, but it's not good enough for us. Okay, and the third one is complete. We must have complete information. That is a feature of good information. Okay, and then fourth one, it should be reliable. Reliable must be a reliable information. And last one, the information received must be cost effective. Must be cost effective. Okay. Now, next subtopic, barriers to rational decision making. Barriers to rational decision making. Okay. What is meant by barrier? Like a checkpoint. Okay. Barriers means hurdle. Okay. So barriers to rational decision making. What do you think? There might be a checkpoint or a barrier for decision making. What kind of thing might stop you in making a decision? Disadvantage means I'm asking about, like, for you to make a decision in a company, you might sometimes get certain barriers, certain hurdles, or certain problems in making that decision. So, what kind of things might stop you in making a decision?
Lack of
Online,
information.
sorry?
Lack of informations.
Yes, good, lack of information. What else? If you don't have much information, it might stop you in making a decision. Okay, so what else?
Too much information could be a barrier
Too much. Can you please explain me?
because feeling overwhelmed, like having too much information keeps you confused or
That
something.
can't be a barrier, no? See, barrier means a checkpoint, a problem. So, can having too much information be a problem? Maybe yes. Like I told you earlier, your answers, nothing is wrong as long as you justify it. Okay. So let's write. Africa, you have anything to share? What do you think might be a barrier?
Confidence.
What?
Overconfidence.
Overconfidence. Okay. Can you explain how overconfidence be a barrier? Yes, I'm asking you. It's okay, you can answer, Africa. It's only just here there. All right, so let's write the answers. Barriers to rational decision making. First point, like Luca said, inadequate information. Inadequate information. Inadequate information, comma, data and knowledge. Okay, inadequate information, data and knowledge. Second one, uncertain environment. Okay, uncertain environment. Now, example, I would say during recession time, COVID time, we also don't know what's going to happen. No one knows what's going to happen. Sometimes the government will say lockdown from tomorrow, or they will say no, you can go, shops can be opened. So Unilever management is having a problem now. Their sunlight sales is low, and they also don't know what to do. They are also trying to make a decision. So, but they are unable to make a rational decision because the environment is uncertain. They also don't know what's happening in the market. Okay, so that is called uncertain environment. And the third one, limited capacity of decision makers. Limited capacity of decision makers. Okay, limited capacity of decision makers. Fourth one, halo effect. Halo means H-A-L-O. It's not halo, it's halo. Halo effect. I will explain what is halo effect. And the last one is stereotyping. Stereotyping. Okay. So halo effect is, now let's say example, there is a very good student in the class. Okay. He's very friendly. He talks nicely. Halo effect means it's like we think that okay, he's very friendly. He's no doing his homework and everything. He will be good in other things also. So we just see one person by one of his character. We guess in all the other things also he's good. Okay. So same way you can put it in a negative format also. We see one student, he's not doing the homework, he's not focusing on the class, and we assume that this guy will be very bad, he won't do well in his exam. Okay, so instead of one thing, we assume another thing. That's called halo effect. So how do you think company will have this issue? So imagine Unilever sunlight sales is in Colombo is very good. So they are thinking, oh, Colombo is very good, then it should be very good in Hambantota also. They just decide like that without analyzing further. That's called halo effect. Okay. Stereotyping. What is stereotyping? What is stereotyping? Have you been to Angunu Kona Palace? Okay. You don't know where it is. Okay. So Angunu Kona Palace is a town, or you call it a village or whatever, in a rural area. Okay. Now we don't know about that place, nothing. When somebody say I'm from Agunukona Palace, you think like, this guy might be from a very rural place. They don't even have electricity there. They won't even have water. Maybe he's walking 1 kilometer to find a well to get some water. Okay, we think like that. But we really don't know the real situation over there. That is called stereotype. Okay. Now, if you travel to Middle East, mostly people from Bangladesh, they call it Bengali. Okay. So they stereotype in Sri Lanka itself. They say, when you go to Middle East, be careful with these Bengalis. They are not good people. But eventually, that guy even haven't been to Middle East. Even haven't spoken to a Bangladeshi guy. But they stereotype. They say like this. They are very bad people. They try to rob you, and likewise they talk nonsense. But for real, Bangladesh people are very good. They are nice, friendly people. I have many friends in Bangladesh also. So that's called stereotyping. Okay. So that kind of information, when the management get, when the decision makers get, it will be a barrier to make a good decision. Okay. Right. Finally, we will see about the managers, because we need to know the managers also, or the styles of managers, because they are the people who are taking decisions in a company, decision making. So final topic under decision making, styles of managers. Styles of managers. Okay, under styles of managers, you can write managers perform many roles, 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 many roles in a company. Comma. The way they handle various situations. The way they handle various situations. The way they handle various situations. The way they handle various situations will depend on their style of management. Will depend on their style of management. Rukaya, since you're into your father's business, can you tell me what kind of a management style you think you will follow in your organization? Like what kind of a manager you think you might be or you will be in the future? Will you be someone who analyze a lot of information and take decisions, or will you be someone who is like a bossy type? You say like you give order and ask your staff to do. What kind of person you will be?
A
Rifan?
democratic.
A more democratic style. Okay, Rifan, you? Something like that? Okay, right. So let's see what are the management styles that is generally accepted in an organization. So first point is directive style. Directive style. Okay. Directive style. Under that, right? These managers focus on short term. These managers focus on short term and make quick decisions. And make quick decisions. Okay, full stop. They are efficient. What is efficient? What is efficient? Efficient is input. Sure, check. You're having doubt when you give your answer. Efficient. Efficiency. What is output then? Effectiveness. They are efficient, rational, and logical in their thinking pattern. Okay. They are efficient, rational, and logical in their thinking pattern. Okay. Second one, analytical style. Analytical style. So under that, write down these managers. These managers are very careful. In decision making. These managers are very careful in decision making. And they thoroughly assess their options. Assess. ASSESS. Assess their options. Full stop. These managers usually cope up with unique and challenging situations. They cope up with unique and challenging situations. What is this? Africa, can you explain? I think it's better when if you all switch on your camera, because I don't know whether you all are writing or what you are doing. Can you explain this? Okay, so analytical skill means these are the people, they are always careful in decision making. Okay. If you go to them with a problem or if you ask for their opinion, they will always analyze their information. They will always give you a unique, or they will give you a solution based on their analytical evaluations. Okay. So they thoroughly assess their option. If you give them some options, they will assess everything in detail. What is the advantage? What is the disadvantage? What kind of problem might come if we implement this? So they will analyze everything. And then they come up with their own solution or own answers for the problems. Okay, so these managers, they usually cope up with unique and challenging situations. The harder the problem is, these kind of managers, they love to solve those problems. Okay, why? Because they use their analytical skills in solving these issues. And the third style is, right, the next one, conceptual style. Conceptual. 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 I don't know whether the board is visible. Conceptual style. Okay, under that, write down these managers. These managers are broad thinkers. They think broadly. These managers are broad thinkers and approach a problem and approach a problem and approach a problem considering all the alternatives. Considering all the alternatives. Okay? Full stop. They are long-term oriented. They are long-term oriented. They are long-term oriented and capable of formulating creative solutions to the problems. Formulating creative solutions to the problems. Okay, shall we read once again? These managers are broad thinkers and approach a problem considering all the alternatives. They think broadly, and if they encounter with a problem, they approach it with all the alternatives. They check everything. What will happen if you do like this? What will happen if you don't do like this? What is the long-term impact? What is the short-term impact? They analyze everything. Okay. After that, right, full stop. They are long-term oriented. Okay, they are long-term oriented and capable of formulating creative solutions to the problems. Okay, right. The next one, the last one, behavioral style. Behavioral style. Okay, right. Under this, right, these managers are open to suggestions. These managers are open to suggestions and they are concerned. These managers are open to suggestions and they are concerned about the team achievement. About the team achievements. Okay, so these are the managers. They are open to suggestions. They'll ask suggestions from everyone. Okay, and they are concerned about the team's achievement. So they will always think about the achievement of their team. They want the team to achieve more in terms of their goals and objectives. Okay, full stop. After that, right? Full stop. They always try to. They always try to avoid. They always try to avoid conflicts and play importance on others' view. Okay? They always try to avoid conflicts and play importance on others' view. Okay. Now tell me, Rifan, what kind of management style or what kind of a manager you are out of these four? Hmm? Your behavioral style, okay. Rukaya, you tell me what kind of manager style you will follow. Now, earlier you said you will follow democratic way. Now, based on this answer, the notes I gave, what kind of management style you will follow? Are you there?
Analytical.
Analytical style, okay. Africa,
Conceptual style.
what is that?
Conceptual style.
Conceptual style, okay. So ideally, even me, I am an analytical style. I analyze a lot of information. And then also at certain point, I follow the conceptual style also. Okay. So eventually the best one is that you follow the conceptual style, and at times, if required, you need to follow the analytical styles also. Okay. But directive style, behavioral style, that's fine. It's up to you. It's up to how you're going to how you are going to manage your business. Okay. And what is this degree called? Diploma in business management. So it's up to you how you are going to manage your business and what management style you are going to follow. Okay, clear? Right. With this, under this topic, decision making is completed. We studied a lot about decision making. Now we are going to study about strategy. Okay. So let's discuss what is strategy. Okay. Okay, so let's discuss what is strategy. What is strategy? No idea. Rukaya, what is strategy? Any idea?
To approach, oh, a plan to approach organization. Something.
No, just tell me in simple words. Strategy is the game plan. If I tell you in very simple words,
It's a plan to help you reach a goal.
sorry, your line was echoing. What was it? Okay, so it is the game plan. How you are going to strategize your company's objective and achieve it. Okay, that is called the strategy in simple terms. So let's start writing leadership and strategy. Okay. So under that, what is the first point I have given? Leaders influence strategy by setting long-term goals and vision. Why is this important? Why should we set long-term goals? Can't we set short-term goals? Strategy is called a game plan, I told you. Okay. So if you're making a game plan for your business, or if you're making a strategy for your business, it should be something that you are planning for long term. Okay. Now, example, I would say just an example. I'm just quoting out of my mind. The company that I work for, their vision was to be the largest and premium coconut oil manufacturer and supplier in Asia. Okay, that was their long-term plan. They want to be the largest and the what? Largest and the premium coconut oil manufacturer in Asia. They are targeting Asia now. Okay, while being in Sri Lanka. Achieving that or not achieving that, I'm just giving you an example. That's not the real thing. Achieving that or not is their decision. But if they have a vision or if they have a long-term goal like that, then definitely they should have a game plan, right, to do that. They will plan. Now they are in 2000. Okay, yes. So if they in the year, let's say 2010, they are deciding they are going to be the largest coconut oil manufacturer in premium quality in Asia, and the timeline they are setting up is 2030. 20 years they are planning now. So within that 20 years, the leader should have the game plan. Okay. He should have the game plan, like what you are going to do, how they are going to expand the factory. Now, being in Sri Lanka, can they can they become the biggest oil manufacturer? It's relatively less possible because there are major players in India, in Thailand, and in different countries. And the land area is also huge. So either he should have a factory over here in Sri Lanka, or they must expand their network to India or to some other country and build a big factory, big production facility. So likewise, they should have a game plan. They should have a strategy. Okay? So leaders, they influence strategy. They make strategy by setting long-term goals and vision. Okay. And the second one is they align resources with strategic priorities. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? They align their resources. Now, I told you the example to be the largest coconut oil manufacturer in 2030. So, to be the largest person, then what should they do? They must align their resources with strategic priorities. Now, let's say they have one big factory in Kurunagal and they have one factory in Varakapola. So, likewise, they have different locations, they have different resources. So, what they will do is they will align their resource with strategic priorities. They will say, Kurunagala factory will manufacture only premium oil. Varakapura factory will manufacture the other qualities of oil. So they will align the resources based on their strategies. Okay. And third one, what is it? Creating a culture that supports strategic goals. They will create a culture which will support their strategic goals. Now we studied about organizational culture, right? What are the cultures that are there? Can you turn? What culture? Clan culture and Mhm. What is it? Okay, so they will create a culture that will support their strategic goal. Okay, now if one company is planning to be the biggest oil manufacturer, or the largest premium oil manufacturer in Asia, then what kind of culture they will create in the company? They will create a more focused culture where everyone works on tiptoes. You know, they are always competitive. They always try to level up their game. Okay, so they will create a culture like that. And then what is the next one? They adjust their strategies in response to market changes. Now, 2010, their vision was to be in 2030, to be the market leader. Okay. Now, in 2015, they are seeing there is a change in the market where the requirement for premium oil is going down and customers are more into generic use of oil. They don't want premium oil. They are not focused on buying premium oil. So then in that case, is it wise enough for you to be the market leader in 2030 where there is no customer for premium oil? Huh? Is it wise enough? No. Then what you should do is you should adjust your strategies now in response to market changes. Okay? Right. Now, this is one example. Netflix. Do you know? I think you all definitely know what Netflix is, right? Okay. So, Netflix, right now, what you see is not the company which was before. Okay. So, they were a company who was renting DVDs. You know what is DVD? Okay. So even when I was small, if we want to see any film, we used to go to these DVD shops nearby home and we rent out DVDs. I think still it's there, certain places. Even in Kolpiti, when I used to come for my classes, I used to get DVDs from these shops. There was a shop nearby. Okay. So was a company like that. They were renting DVDs. And then they saw that their market in USA, the market is changing. People are viewing more in YouTube. They are watching videos in YouTube. So what they did is they shifted from DVD rental to stream those videos online. Why is that? Because the leaders, the owner or the CEO of Netflix analyzed the business environment and then he saw environmental change in what? In pestle analysis, under what this will come? Huh? Africa, in pestle analysis, what do you think the CEO of Netflix analyzed? Which segment he analyzed, and they decided to shift from DVD rental to online streaming. Pestle, P stands for what? Political. E, economical. S. Yes, Africa, what's your answer?
Social, technological, legal, and environmental.
Yeah, but my question is, what what matter in technological? Correct. So the CEO of Netflix, he analyzed the technological environment and they quickly decided to shift from renting DVDs to streaming online. Understood? Okay. Write this. Done? Are you all done? Fine, are you all done?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. So we will do a case study now. Okay. So individually, you all have internet. So what you all do is we will see how Starbucks leadership impacted their performance. So Howard Schultz, he's the one who is running the show. He expanded Starbucks from a small coffee shop in Seattle to a global brand. Okay, so what you all do is you need to write down, search the internet. Please don't use ChatGPT. Okay, go to Google, search about Starbucks. I need to know who is Starbucks, when was it founded, and then how many shops do they have, and where they are present. Okay, and then I want to see what is their income, from where are they sourcing their coffee beans. Okay, and what made them to be the global brand in premium coffee. Okay, to supply premium coffee globally, what made them to do it, what happened in their management, what did their leader do. So I need a comprehensive study on this. I will give you 30 minutes, a little bit more than 30 minutes. 3:30, I will need your answer and we will discuss your answer. Okay. Is it clear? Do you all want to ask anything from me?
No, sir.
Rukaya, do you need any clarification? Any question?
No, sir.
Okay, Afika, is it clear? Rifan, clear? Okay. So the question is here. Howard Schultz expanded Starbucks from a small Seattle coffee chain to a global brand. So he focused on customer experience, ethical sourcing, store ambience. This answer is already here. And he also emphasized employee benefits to inspire loyalty and quality service. So analyze all this information and let me know the answer. Okay. 3:30, yeah. Shall we start? Are you all there?
Yes.
Africa, you are there? Okay, so this is Rukaya's answer. Steve Jobs, visionary leader. He is known for big ideas and creativity. He created famous products like the iPhones and iPad, focused on making unique and stylish design. He encouraged his team to take risk and think differently. So Tim Cook focused on running Apple smoothly every day, great at managing how products are made and delivered, works on making the company more profitable and efficient, cares about sustainability and social responsibility. In short, Jobs was the dreamer and what is it? Innovator. Innovator. Cook is the organizer and manager. Both helped Apple become super successful. Okay, let's see what my answers will be. Yeah? Right. So this is Africa's answer. Steve Jobs' visionary leadership focused on. Okay. Steve Jobs was an American businessman, inventor, and investor best known for co-founding the technology company Apple. He is also a chairman and majority shareholder of Pixar. He is approach to innovation and perfection involved combining technological vision with an obsession for user experience and design, which he believed were crucial for market success. He understood that the form and aesthetics of a product were as important as its function. Okay, his revolutionary innovations like iPhone and iPad, defining his lasting legacy as a visionary who transformed multiple industries. Okay, Okay, Tim Cook is also an American business executive who's the current chief executive officer of Apple Incorporated. He had previously been chief COO under its co-founder Steve Jobs. Tim Cook transformed Apple's supply chain through aggressive cost cutting, implementing a just-in-time inventory system, reducing the number of suppliers to increasing bargaining power and strengthening relationship to reliable parts. Afika, tell me, by reducing the number of suppliers, can you increase your bargain power? Afika? Under Porter's five forces theory, we studied something called bargaining power of supplier. So by reducing the number of suppliers, do you think you can have a bargaining power? Okay. So let's see a video. I hope you all can see the screen. For instance, you can hear? Is the audio audible for you all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Transformation of publishing business. All history was posted smoothly, what they say here is the products that they launched in 1978 and the iPhone they launched in 2008 both had similar features or rather similar, both had some familiarity so that the customers know that this is the right product that they're buying. So this is one of their strategy they used. What is this? They say the approach centered on design thinking and a clear development strategy and execution. So the CEO, he's an innovator. That's what you all wrote, right? Steve Jobs, he's an innovator, and his rational courage to undertake bold business experiments. So his strategy was to undertake risk, and also he innovated new products.
To understand it's YouTube audience.
So what was the strategy in 1978? Computers were used by government agencies and specialists. So there was nothing called personal computer. So what did Apple do? What did Steve Jobs do? His strategy was to introduce something called a personal computer. So in order for people to accept the computers, they must make sure that people love the product. They must fall in love with the products. So what is the strategy, Ruqayya? Design first, technology second. Always remember, some different companies have different strategies. Maybe some other company will have technology first, design second. But here what they did is they did a research. They understood that customers wanted a good, nice, beautiful design phone. So they made sure that the design is first and technology is second. Now, earlier there was something called CD-ROM in the laptops. So we used to put CDs inside the laptop and we can watch movies and we can do the installation of softwares and everything. So when Apple launched the MacBook Pro, the CD-ROM was not there. So initially people were blaming Apple and Apple had to, sorry, sell CD-ROM separately. But eventually, all the other companies, all the other brands, they followed the Apple's design.
Explaining the simplicity is the maybe this is the future. This is the maybe it's the
Now you see this. Once Steve Jobs was sent out from the company, his leadership was missed. And then what happened? One guy from Pepsi, he came and started to run the show. So during that time, the company struggled to decide which markets to target and what products to develop. So once a leadership style is changed, once a leader's strategy is changed, it's gone, then the next leader who tries to take over, they will definitely go into big trouble. Okay, they will not understand exactly what's happening. And see, that's what happened with Apple also. The company struggled to decide which market to target and what products even to develop. Each new leader brought shifts in strategies. So every leader, whenever a new leader comes in, they will change the strategy of the organization. That's what exactly happened with Apple also. That is what we are studying now, right? So our lesson here today is what? Leadership and strategy. So with every new leader coming in, they will set a different goal based on their experience. Okay, so when Steve Jobs was there, their strategy was different. When the others came in, their strategy was different.
There's going to be a
Now, when in August 1997, Steve Jobs came back to Apple. So, see what he did. He knew drastic changes were needed to revive the company because the old leaders, they had different strategies and it did not work. So when the leader came back to the organization, he made sure that the strategies are in the right place and they are relevant to the organization's objectives.
Drastic changes were needed to revive the company. His first steps included exploring
So what did he do, Africa? Can you tell me? When he came back, his first steps included stopping the licensing program, closing 2 divisions, he eliminated 70% of new projects, and then he shut down certain facilities which were not performing. Also, he moved the manufacturing from USA to China. That's what he did. And changing the distribution system. So there were many things that Apple CEO Steve Jobs he did when he returned from his absence.
sales. Even possibly sophisticated strategies. Jobs first said.
A little from sure. Sure, right? Okay. So now we are going to see how the strategy of Apple changed once Tim Cook took charge. Okay. Okay, so we looked into what Apple has been doing with the leadership of Steve Jobs and Tim Cook. All right, so let's see my answers over here. Steve Jobs is a visionary, he's autocratic person, focused on revolutionary products. Some of you wrote this answer. He maintains strict control to ensure innovation and quality. And also, he positioned Apple as the leader in tech innovation. This is about Steve Jobs. And what did Tim Cook do? He is a more operational kind of a person. he is more collaborative, focused on efficiency and services. And also, Tim expanded product range and boosted global reach. And what happened? The result, Apple became the first $3 trillion company in the world. Is this clear for you all? You all have to speak. Rifan is not here, so only you both are there. Efika and Rukia.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so with that, the lesson is concluded. So what we did today is we studied about how leadership affects decision making and strategy. So we studied how leadership affects decision making. Then we studied about decision making models. So there is rational decision making and intuitive and collaborative. So what is rational decision making? Can someone tell me quickly? Rational decision making. Turn your pages. Please read somebody.
It's a
I think
structured
it's
step-by-step approach in making decisions based on logical reasoning and facts.
okay. So this is based on facts and figures. You take decision on a rational way. You discuss, you analyze, you identify the problem, you analyze the solution, alternative solutions, and then you implement, you decide on a solution, you implement it, and then what? You obtain feedback. And then what is intuitive decision making? This is based on the gut feeling. This is based on your intuition that you will make the decision. But you must make sure if you are making any decision based on your intuition, based on your gut feeling, then the decision maker must have vast experience, isn't it? And then we discussed about collaborative decision making, or uh, in other terms, we discussed about group decision making. Okay. So rational decision making, the strengths are it will reduce the bias, it will ensure that the data-driven choices are obtained, and also it has a weakness. It can be very slow and it may not adapt well in urgent situations. That is about rational decision making. And then we have intuitive that we discussed. So the strength of intuitive decision making is it is fast, it leverage experience, which means it will make use of the experience, and then it has a pattern recognition. So the weakness is this can be prone to personal bias. What is personal bias? You can be biased onto certain decision that is already being made, or you can make incorrect decisions at times. And also it is hard to justify your decision. You can't justify scientifically, unlike the rational decision making process. Scientifically, you can't justify this decision that is made through your gut feelings. Okay, right. And then we discussed about collaborative decision making. This is also called group decision making. In this one, we discussed many things. We discussed about certain techniques in group decision making. What are the techniques, Africa? Can you tell me? What are the techniques in group decision making? Oh,
Good decision making technique. So,
no, the decision making techniques in group decision making.
is this yesterday not?
No, no, today, we discussed this today. Under collaborative decision making or group decision making, we discussed about decision making techniques. So one is brainstorming.
Nominal group techniques and Delphi
Brainstorming, nominal group technique, Delphi
Did-
technique,
didactic
and
technique.
didactic technique. So brainstorming, what is brainstorming?
Discussing ideas with a group.
Discussing ideas with the group verbally. You don't write anything. You meet in Monday morning. You meet for like half an hour or 45 minutes, and then you discuss about the matters in hand. And what is nominal technique?
Group members must record their ideas immediately at once finished. Each group members will be asked one item from the list until all ideas or alternatives have been publicly recorded.
Okay, so each member will write down the idea, and then they will present their idea to the leader. Leader will write it publicly, either in a whiteboard or they will put it on a computer. And then once all the ideas are taken, all the alternatives are taken, it will be ranked on the preference. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Rukaya, Delphi technique. Okay, thank you, Africa. Rukaya, you can explain. What is Delphi technique?
Sir, what is the topic of these points?
Topic of this point is techniques under group decision making.
Group decision making.
Yes.
Uh,
Or collaborative decision making. Rukaya, what is Delphi technique?
Where several individuals are chosen based on the specific knowledge or expertise of the problem.
Each individual person is chosen based on their experience and expertise. Okay, next one.
Didactic technique. It's a method where all
No,
the
no, no.
possible
In Delphi technique, the second
alternatives are
point.
considered. This involves
After
dividing the group into two where they debate the advantage and disadvantage of the proposed solutions.
in Delphi technique, after you choose the person, what you do is, in this particular process, each group member will be asked to provide ideas, input, and alternative solutions independently. Okay, so once they choose the person, they will have to give the ideas and options or alternative solutions individually. Okay, and once the solutions are derived from each member of the group, they may ask question and rank the alternatives in a format. So whatever the answers that they get, they will put everything in one particular format and they will rank it. Okay, so this cannot be done easily. More normally, these kind of things are taken if there are very important decisions to be taken, like formulating a law or deriving at some government policies. So in that instance, they have this technique method where they choose people, experts from different ministries or different departments, they call them and they ask for their solution. They ask for their alternative solution for the problem or for the question in hand. And once everyone give their solution, they will have discussions. So they will have several rounds of discussion. They will rank the answers, they will rank the solution, and they will see a lot of things before arriving at a final decision. So this is mostly used in complex situations. Okay, and didactic technique, this is where all the possible alternatives are considered. So they will have a group, divide the group into two parts. They will debate the advantage and disadvantage of the solutions which is given, and finally they will come to a conclusion. Okay, and then what did we study? We studied about information and decision making. So what is data? Can anyone tell me what is data? Information which are not organized. That is called data. So then what is information? Information means data which is formulated and presented in an organized format. That is called information. And what is more important, information or data? What is more valuable? Information is valuable.
Information.
Yes. And features of a good information, what are the features? It's accurate, it's relevant, it's complete, it is reliable, and cost effective. And then also we discussed about the barriers for rational decision making. Barriers are inadequate information, uncertain environment. So I told you what is uncertain environment is, limited capacity of decision maker, halo effect. So I explained you what is halo effect and stereotyping. And then there are different styles for managers. One is directive style. This is where the manager focus on short term and they make quick decisions. And then there is analytical style. This is where the managers carefully decide on the solutions. First, they will assess all the options that they have, and then they usually cope up with unique and challenging situations. Managers with analytical style. And then we have conceptual style. Can someone read conceptual style?
These managers are broad thinkers and approach the problem considering all the alternatives. They are long-term oriented and capable of formulating creative solutions to the problem.
Okay, and then last we have behavioral style. So these are managers who are open to suggestions. They will ask everyone, and then they are concerned about the team achievement. Also, they always try to avoid conflicts and place importance on others' view. That is the behavioral style. And then we studied about leadership and strategy. So, what is strategy? We discussed that one. And then we did some case studies about Starbucks and Apple, Steve Jobs' leadership versus Tim Cook's leadership. Now, with this, our discussion on this topic, 1 minute. On our topic, business environment and organizational dynamics, that is concluded with this session. So now next week we have a different session. So before we wind up, if you all have any question, you can ask. If you all don't have question, then I have a task to give. Before I give the task, please ask.
No question, sir.
Okay. Afika?
Okay.
Sure, no question?
No, sir.
Okay. So then I will give you a task. Now we have studied in business environment. There are 3 ways to analyze the business environment, right? What are the ways? SWOT analysis, PESTEL analysis. What is the other one? Porter's 5 forces theory, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So now, today what we will do is, we'll write certain answers for the question that I'm going to give you now. Okay, so we are going to work on the political and legal factors of pestle analysis. Okay. Okay, so can you write down this question? You all gave me the answers for the pestle analysis, right? For JB and company, the pasta company.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I read the answers. It's all good, nothing wrong. Everything is okay, but you need to learn to write more information. Huh? So the information given is not enough. You need to write more. Okay. So I'm gonna give you another scenario now. Okay. Okay, let's start writing. Mubarak and Sons. Mubarak and Sons is a company who has been manufacturing rubber footwear. Mubarak and Sons is a company who has been manufacturing rubber footwear for the past 30 years. They are trying to establish their new business they are trying to establish their new business in Germany. In a premium segment.
Sir, could you repeat that, please?
They are trying to establish their presence in Germany under premium segment. Conduct a business analysis based on Porter's five forces theory. Based on Porter's five forces theory. And provide detailed answer along with a conclusion advising the owners of Mubarak and Sons.
Along with
Along with, can you repeat that sentence? Along with,
yes, I want you to repeat the sentence. Provide detailed answers along with the
provide detailed answers along with the conclusion, along with the conclusions to the owners of to the owners of Mubarak and Sons Private Limited. Of Mubarak and Sons Private Limited. Can you repeat, Rukia, your question?
yes, sir. Mubarak and Sons is a company who has been manufacturing rubber footwear for the past 30 years. They are now trying to establish their new business in Germany under premium segment. conduct a business analysis based on Porter's five forces theory, and provide detailed answers along with the conclusion to the owners of Mubarak and Sons Private Limited.
So Mubarak and Sons, they are trying to launch a business in Germany. Currently, they are manufacturing rubber footwear in Sri Lanka. So they are asking, the owners are asking to do an analysis based on Porter's five forces theory, whether it is a viable option to start a business in Germany for rubber footwear. So your answer should be in detail, and finally you must give a conclusion to the owners of Mubarak and Sons. You must say either it is a good option, or it's a good decision to start a business, or it's a bad decision, or any other answers that you may have. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I need this. I want you to do me a favor. Okay, this question what you wrote, send it to me in WhatsApp. I will forward to other students also, and just mention deadline as deadline should be 13th. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
So mention deadline as 13th of August. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Any questions before we wind up?
So far, nothing, sir.
So far, nothing. All right, good. Africa, for you, any question?
No.
Okay, so then we can wind up the class for today. If you all have anything, let me know now, or else let's meet next week. Okay.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so next week, I don't want you to join online. Please come to the class because this is not a viable option for me. Africa, where do you stay?
I'm from Vaunia, sir.
Oh, you're from Vaunia. That's why you're joining online. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. There's one more guy who came last week from Vaunia.
Ah,
Okay. Anyway, that's okay. So try to join early. Don't get late. Then let's meet next week then. Okay.
okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay then. Take care. Have a great week ahead.